Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you how to file a trademark for your brand name in a quick, easy, and cheap way for your Amazon private label business. You can then use the trademark to complete Amazon brand registry and all of the tools it offers, like listing designs, advertising features, as well as brand protection on Amazon too, which is super important. And this whole process only costs about £250 if it's done correctly. So first things first, before you actually file a trademark, you want to make sure you've done some product research, decided on a product that you want to sell, found a supplier, and already ordered some samples. Because you haven't got something to sell, then filing a trademark might not be useful for you because you won't be able to use it. I mean, you can be able to use it, but you'll have nothing to sell. So do some research, decide what to sell, find a supplier, and order some samples before trademarking and worrying about the branding. Right. Now, this video is actually tagged below how you can actually find a best-selling product to start selling on Amazon FBA. So check out that link right now. It's also below in the description just to make things nice and easy for you. Make sure you check that out before you start this and do those steps first. And by the way, if you don't want to be scribbling away notes, just click on the link below and I'll send you all the notes for this process so you can watch this video properly without having to take notes. Right. Now, you need to have a brand name first, right? And the best way to find a brand name to trademark is by making up a word, right? Using words from different languages and mashing the syllables together. So for example, my brand name, Proxinova, that's how I came up with my brand name, right? It was just essentially proxy from, I think, Latin or Italian and Nova from Latin or Italian, and then just shove them together, right? It needs to be generic enough that I can fit any product that you decide to sell in the future and whatever path your products actually end up taking. You want to make sure it doesn't just fit to one type of product, right? As I say, Proxinova, that could really fit any kind of product. So that is the kind of name that you're looking to go for, something that is reasonably generic and doesn't lead your brand name to sound like it sells a very specific type of thing, right? Now, today I'm going to show you an example of how to, research your brand name and then file the trademark using my own brand name, Proxinova, right? Now, once you have a brand name, you're going to check if it's available using the UK trademark register search. So what you're going to do is you are going to go to Google and type in find a registered trademark UK, just like I've done here. Right. So you're going to use this to make sure nobody is actually using the same name as you already. So you're going to open this up, this .gov.uk search for trademark page. Then here you're going to click search by keyword, phrase, or owner. Say we're going to do this example using my brand Proxinova, right? And so I'm going to type this in here, Proxinova. And as I say, you're using this to make sure no one else is using the same name as you. So you're going to see what kind of search results actually pop up. And as you can see here, my trademark for Proxinova has already come up. Proxinova has already been registered as a trademark, pretty chunky trademark here. And your trademark doesn't need to be this big. You don't need to span over so many classes. But yeah, this is how you're going to check to see whether someone else is already using a trademark, right? Now, all of these trademarks registered here are all me. But as you can see before that, there are no other people using that exact same name, Proxinova, right? So now you know it's clear because you checked the trademark register, you searched the name under keyword, owner, or phrase, you typed in the name Proxinova, and you can see, of course, other than myself, no one else has registered this brand before, right? Now, next, once you have decided whether your brand name is clear by searching the register, what you're going to do is actually file your trademark, right? Now, you can file it with your limited company name as the owner or your personal name. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today in your limited company, right? So before you start, what you want to do is actually open up the company's house page of your brand name. So here we're going to type in Proxinova Technology Limited as an example of where we're going to register this trademark to. And you're going to use this page to make sure that you're copying over the owner details quickly and accurately as well, right? Now, let's start by registering this trademark here. So you're going to go to the .gov.uk register a trademark overview. You're going to open this up. You're going to scroll all the way down to, before you apply to register a trademark, right? Once you're here, you're going to click apply online. Now, this page is a little bit slow. This whole form is a little bit slow, so do have some patience with it. Now, when you click apply to trademark, you're going to be asked who's completing this application. Because you're filing your own trademark, you're going to click the trademark owner or authorized person within their business. And you're going to click continue. Right? Now, once you're here, you've already done this check. That's the first step that we just did, where we checked in this tab, the trademark search. So you've already done this check here. So now you're going to click continue to apply for a trademark. Now, the very first thing you're going to do is, in your case, you're going to have to add your name and address details. So I'm actually going to click that here. Owner type, you're going to click registered company or LLP. You're going to type in your registered company name. So that's where you're going to be copying it over from this page. So in this case, it'll be Proxinova Technology Limited. Click that. Country of incorporation, of course, is United Kingdom. The company number is found just here. So you can copy and paste that in. United Kingdom, you're going to put in your postcode here. So in this case, it is HA7 1EE. So I'm going to put that in there. Make sure there are no spaces before and after the letters. You're going to find address. I'm going to find the right place that I am registered my business to, which is this address here. I'm just going to make sure that's all correct. You're going to put in your telephone number here and email address. So let's just put in 123 as an example. Email address here, we can put in, let's say neelan@neelan.inc.io. And when you confirm your email address, obviously just put in the same one. Use of email address is we're going to tick all of this stuff, and you are entitled to hold property. You're going to click continue. Just click not now. And once you've input those details of yourself as an owner or your limited company as owner, the next thing you're going to do is click continue. Now, here, it's going to ask you, what does your trademark consist of? Now, in your case, it's only going to consist of words. You're not going to be trademarking the logo. You're not trademarking any colors or styles or sounds or anything like that. You're just clicking word only, right? So here is where you're going to type in your trademark. Now, you need to make sure it's spelled correctly. You need to make sure that there are no typos, that the capitalizations are correct as well. That's all going to make a difference. Make sure it's written perfectly in this box here, right? So as an example, Proxnova with a capital P. Now, I'm going to click continue. And in your case, you're going to be applying for this as a single mark. So click single mark there. And the goods and services are essentially what you are going to be, trademarking around. Now, those goods and services that you trademark as classes in your trademark, you're not going to be limited by what you trademark only, right? So let's say you were to put a trademark in for lighting products and kitchen utensils. That doesn't mean you can't sell pet products, right? This is just initially what you believe your trademark is going to cover. But even if there are things outside of those classes that your trademark hasn't covered already, it doesn't mean you can't sell those. Particularly means doesn't mean you can't sell them on Amazon, right? So this is going to be the cost that you're going through. Applying for a standard trademark is going to cost £205, and every additional class that you add is going to be £60, right? So if you were to file a trademark with 2 classes, it's going to cost you £265, right? Now, if you were to apply for 3 classes, it'd be £265 plus another 60. Don't test my maths, that's 325, right? So it will go up by £60 every time you add on a class. So to keep things cheap, you might just want to trademark yourself in just 2 classes to begin with. So next, that is where you're going to add those classes. You're going to click first, select from a pre-approved list of terms. And then you're going to type in a keyword of the kind of products you're going to be selling. So let's say, for example, Proxnova, we know sells lighting products, right? So we're going to type in light. And now we're going to click some accurate or even vaguely accurate products that should be covered within our trademarks. Let's say, for example, light bulbs, light reflectors, light fixtures, light projectors, light fittings, light bulbs, sure. You don't need to go too crazy with this. You just need to make sure you're covering what you believe you need to cover. So light installations, light assemblies, light fittings. Because remember, a lot of these do cross over as well. Right? That should probably do. Now, let's say I want to also trademark kitchen products. Right? What I'm going to do here is type in kitchen. And this looks like it's more kitchen furniture, which isn't relevant to us. This looks like it's more kitchen products. So kitchen utensils, sure. Kitchen utensils of silicon. Kitchen molds, maybe. Graters for kitchen use. Cooking utensils. Hopefully you get the idea, right? So I'm not going to do something too crazy here because I'm just giving you an example. So you can see we've started creating our application in classes 11, class 21, right? These are products that are vaguely related to the sorts of things that we're looking to sell. So now we're going to keep it to 2 classes because remember, you're not trying to let it get too expensive. This is going to cost, I think, roughly £265, right? So you've added in your classes here, classes 11 and 21. And then you're going to click continue. And you're going to click OK. You're not going to add a disclaimer. You don't need to claim a priority registration date. There's going to be a standard mark. You don't need a certification mark or a collected mark. And you are going for a standard examination. Right? And as we say, that's going to be £265 because it's the fee of £200 for the first class and £60 for each additional class. Right? Then you're going to click continue. As you can see here, it's going to be a summary of everything that we've put in, and you're going to double check this. Make sure this is right. Make sure you have no typos. Make sure this is all case sensitive and correct. You're not going to be filing a trademark on the logo. It's going to be on the name. That's what your trademark is, on the name. We've got 2 classes, a couple of products in each class. Looks good. Type of mark standard, type of examination standard. Only details, again, make sure that's correct. You've got your limited company name or your personal name and the address where it's registered to. And make sure you've got your correct email address here. Right. Of course, you also want to make sure you put in your correct number here too, just in case the UK IPO want to contact you. Double check this is all correct. Remember, 205 for the filing and then £60 for that additional cost as well. Right. It's £260, sorry, £265 here. And you're going to click continue. You're going to declare the owner is entitled to hold property. You're going to click all of these. Yep. You're going to put in your name. So let's say Milan Mayani. Contact name is Milan Mayani. Your own reference, you can put in your trademark name, so Proximova -TM, right? Pay for and submit application. And then it's going to take you, of course, to the next page where you're going to choose how you want to pay. And that's literally it, right? At that email address that you put in, you are going to receive a you're going to receive a confirmation email, so like a receipt email, and then about a week later, you are going to be receiving your acceptance letter. Right. Now, once this is complete, if there are no issues, you can start Amazon Brand Registry after about a week. You don't need to wait the full 2-month opposition period that they're going to tell you about. Instead, you can start as soon as the acceptance letter arrives in your emails within about 70 days. Right. So keep an eye on your inbox and junk mail for a message from the UK IPO. Now, by the way, guys, if you didn't want to be scribbling away notes, just click on the link below and I'll send all of those notes for this process so you can watch this video properly instead of writing and looking at the same time. Right. Now, remember, even with this new trademark, because you've kept it generic sounding, and remember that the classes that you filed are not going to limit what you sell. You can now keep testing out other product ideas to sell on Amazon using this method in my earlier videos that I've shown you on binding products. If you haven't already, check in the description below. It's actually already tagged. The biggest money-saving hack for any of those products that you're going to be testing out under your new brand name, under your private label brand, make sure whatever it is that you decide to sell, test it in a really small sample batch first to avoid losing money if it doesn't go the way you might expect it to. You're not going to make money on that small sample batch first. That's not the point of it. You want to make sure those products sell before you commit to buying bigger volumes. Because if you can't sell 20 or 30 units, how do you plan to sell 1,000? Now, that is more or less everything today. As I say, it's pretty much an overview on how to file a trademark for your Amazon private label brand, and then you can get started with Amazon Brand Registry. And as I promised, there are going to be a lot more videos to come on this process to help break that down for you to understand it more easily and in more detail. So if you did like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video so you don't miss out on more of these free guides. So you don't just learn to save more money getting started selling on Amazon, but you also learn to make more money selling on Amazon too. If you do have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything at all, please drop them in the comments below. I'll be replying to all of them. I hope this has been useful for you guys. Reply to my notes or guides if you do get stuck. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Happy selling, and I'll see you in the jungle.